Holy Bible, Batman. Why are all the apocryphal books, the books that were not included in the 66 canonized books of the Bible, why are all these apocryphal books so badass? I can't believe it. I think I'm going to leave it at this. The Book of Enoch, it fucking rules. This is early. We're early morning. Look at the bags under the eyes.
Mine are yours. Mine are always there. You're fucking 14. I got 14 years of bags on you, pal. All right. And I didn't shave either.
Oh, dude, no. I know.
You know what I didn't do? So that Book of Enoch that you sent.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I need to. I wonder if I can. Holy diver! Yeah, while I'm waiting for this shit to show up. Hi, buddy. How are you?
Hi. I'm okay. It's been a crazy week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all things considered, right?
All Terry Grosses considered.
Oh,
weird week.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother had a really great idea, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was, well, I don't even know if I should share it on here because it's like maybe that good of an idea. So I'm going to share it and then you tell me if we should edit it out.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and we could talk about that as much as you want, but Mom's funeral, there was some good stuff, but there was some kind of brutal stuff. Like there was 3 sermons that were identical.
3 sermons?
3 different sermons. 3 different altar calls.
What's an altar call?
Where they give space for people to come down to the front of the church and accept Jesus.
Wait. So are these like are these kind of sorted out in advance, like, or is it like, are they spontaneous?
Maybe we go into. Do you want to talk about the funeral, or do I want to talk about the funeral? I do.
I guess
yes.
It's to you. Yeah. Do you?
Yeah.
Want to? Yeah. Should we?
Yeah. There's a lot of funny shit.
Okay. So we're going to be reading the Book of Enoch today, but Leif buried his mother on Sunday, and or Saturday. Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday.
The Lord's Day, obviously.
The Lord's Day.
Don't be stupid, Reverend. And apparently there was a little bit of a. Was it family drama or church drama or some of both, or kind of are those one and the same?
In all honesty, like 99% of my interactions were fantastic. A lot of smiling, a lot of hugging. Yeah, my mom was a really big deal in the Christian community. Right. If you know, I mean, obviously people in England never met my fucking mom. She's ran a homeschool co-op and a small business, and she was very, very active in the church, and she was the type of person that would be like if an EMT was working on her, she'd be like, "Do you know Jesus?" Like she would just go up to.
She'd be like, "Do you know Jesus?"
Right. It's seriously, it's very loving. So like, she's affected a lot of people. A lot. She's like I said, the homeschool co-op. She taught classes in that forever. The homeschool co-op she started as a history class with my siblings and me and a friend's family from church. Actually, is now like the size of a private. It is a private school. It's like huge. Do
they teach those kids to read?
I'm assuming because most of the fundamentalists I grew up around won't go to it now. Like, yeah.
Because they teach them too much? There's too much
Sure
curriculum?
science and math is not exactly.
Too much of a secular.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
Curriculum.
Thanks.
Yeah. No, that's a big deal, and to each their own, right? I got no problem with anyone.
Okay, well,
homeschooling or whatever, but like
right.
That's not what we're talking. We're not talking about kids who are like obsessed with jujitsu or like Habitat for Humanity, so they're homeschooled. It's these small religious circles.
But we're
Yeah,
they should be able to read.
Yeah,
teach them to read, right? I mean, they don't have to teach them about evolution or the atom or anything, but they should ATOM.
And there's a lot more tools out there now for homeschooled families than when I was coming up. The internet, sure, all of that. Yeah. But for me, this event is wrapped in trauma because it's at my old church.
It's the same church you grew up in.
Every 2 to 3 days a week, I was in that. That was it wasn't just my church; it was my school, my college. I've been a janitor there. Those are the only people I knew.
Yeah,
it's from this church, and which was cool, because again, most of the interactions were completely lovely, but there's this upper crust of
good word, crust.
Yeah, that's about what it is. Always really white too, huh? Weird. Anyway, of people that the leaderships, and I guess that they had to make it a point to shake my hand, which was fine because I was pumped. I'm happy. I'm smiling. There's a couple hundred people there, lots of great stories. But each one of these guys would come up, shake my hand, and they were looking at me like I had cancer or AIDS. They looked at me like they were like,
"Oh, AIDS in the 80s when there was no cure."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Not AIDS now.
No, not AIDS now. Not Magic.
Not the one
post Magic Johnson.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too. Yes, it was so I had to field a lot of that, a lot of these, It was.
We'll take care of your son.
Yeah. Well,
when the devil takes your soul, we'll take care of your son.
And I'm not. It's funny. My mom really wanted a revival type evangelistic funeral, and it's, yeah, I can say this now. So she got with all the siblings on Zoom. We planned her whole funeral, and I was going to play all the music. I put together a killer country band too to do because it's all gospel stuff, and then we put the podcast out, and so that. They won't let me play music on that stage because of my beliefs, or more specifically because of our podcast. So I got kicked out of doing the music at my mom's own funeral.
But did that now? So that sort of happened before she passed, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she was signing off on. If she'd have raised a stink, would you have still been able to do it? No, these are my wishes.
Yeah, maybe, but in all honesty, and again, I have quite a bit of respect for people who live this way. The people from this church and my mom, they walk the walk. It's hard to do. It's like someone who can do hot yoga 7 days a week. I'm like, that's impressive. That would be much better than this, but. Sure, whatever. They want to say the Bible's completely inerrant. They want to never look at anyone else's opinion or work or scholarship on the issues. Great. In 2022, they have the correct interpretation of these ancient books, and they are the only ones living correctly. And that's fine. Good luck. Good. See, this is what I was afraid this would go. It's like a brain-breaking... I'm trying to not be a dick. I'm trying to not be
to me or to them.
Yeah, mostly to them. I think people have great motives, but I think they're pretty moronic, and it's hard to I don't want to shit on my mom's service. There was a lot of people there saying a lot of kind things, but again, there was also someone
take this for what it's worth. Your mom wasn't there, and she won't hear it, and she already knows. She's right now. She's like, "Fuck, fuck! Are you kidding me? I could have had martinis every night. Are you fucking kidding me? I could have done." I'm gonna reel it in a little bit because it's your mom.
Yeah.
But if it was my mom, I'd be saying, I could have done anal. Are you kidding me? God damn it! Fuck you, God! Fucking bullshit. That's what your mom's saying right now. Sorry, that's how it goes. Your mom is light right now. Your mom is all everything forever now, right?
Seems like it.
And what she was. Have I told you this? My little 7-Up theory, my carbonation theory. That's what we are. You pour your 7-Up into a glass, and all those little bubbles that go up and they pop. No, just the carbonation. The bubbles come up. Those are us. That's our life. That's our life. Starts at the bottom, ends at the top. That's it. That's all we get, right? And then we're just back in the ether, and we're a part of the all-flowing energy of the whole fucking place. And she's like, I spent my whole time waxing on about a fucking book. I didn't go to Rome. I didn't go to
Paris.
I didn't go to fucking Tahiti.
Right?
I didn't see the White Sands.
Yeah.
All I did was fucking talk about this fucking book.
Yeah.
That's what she's saying right now. So
Well,
I'm sorry. So there you can.
It's so bleak.
Well, but just know that nothing you say now. She's just going to be. She was laughing before. She likes the podcast. Remember?
She does, and there is a she did. Yeah, there is.
She did.
My mom actually.
She still does. I promise. Yeah. She likes it even more now.
I talked to her. Yeah. Well, yeah, and again, I got a lot of we're praying for you. I got a lot of concerned faces, which is really fun. But which I'm trying not to go into too deep, but the funny part is I think they mistake my motive. Just because I like weed in the Bible, I'm not allowed to like weed. And you guys get fucking wasted on your craft beer at your stupid axe throwing place every night. It's like,
do they?
Oh, sure, yeah, sure. And what's wrong with that, right?
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Again, I know a lot, and even I got to start my trip in Washington out with some pretty cool rad. In fact, fucking Nate and Ducey, they're rad. These two guys I used to play in a country band with, they're some of the best Christians I know. They're not judgmental. They're not mean. Sometimes they curse. They're just real humans, But so to get us from not, because I'll keep breaking like this every 5 seconds because this is a little too close to the event. Yeah, it was, and because we're editing this out. One of the funniest parts is all these people were coming up to me, I have this insane Christian judgment, but I showed up with my cowboy hat, so I wore the hat in church.
Did you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, sat in the front row.
And didn't take your hat off?
Fuck no. Suck my dick. Temple to mediocrity. No way. Fuck. Wow. Again. Well, here's the thing. I love.
That's the most.
I might keep that.
That's the most
in.
aggression you've ever. What's that?
I know. I might keep that in.
The fuck yeah, keep that part in.
I'm trying not to be rude again, but
I don't understand. Why? I mean, that seems like you're a really polite dude, and it seems like that's a kind of a gigantic fuck you.
Yeah, I think again, I can sum it up. 99% of my interactions, I'm assuming, let's say 98, were amazing and pleasant. I think the people that make up congregations in America, most of those people are the best. Some of them, the majority of the human beings that are showing up for church are kind, nice, loving.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah. Yes, but and I really need to
But maybe that's the problem: is the leadership, instead of educating them, is just hurting them around, And that is where my problem is in a lot of the hierarchies of these congregations, because those men are usually Bible illiterate and usually using social bullshit to and act out some weird insecurity they have from their youth, What's going on?
I'm sorry, it's blowing up. My bad. I'm trying to not be so reactive and You know, you start talking about the most of these people are good people, and I'm like, we've talked about this. We don't have a problem with the micro of organized religion.
Yes,
like
sir.
the community,
Beautiful.
what they're honestly going
What they're
for.
aiming at. Yeah.
What the people are going there for.
Yeah.
You know, that's not the problem. It's that you get enough people in a room with someone yelling at you, and the room turns into a herd.
And there's those two dudes that just act like they're at the top of the heap.
Yeah, and I don't even know that it's necessarily churches. I mean, I think a lot of organizations are run that way, where it's like even businesses. You know, there's even the guy who's the leader. All of a sudden, his first lieutenant will be this guy who gets really fucking. I don't know. Like he gets real bold and doesn't get shut down and gets bolder and bolder, and all of a sudden you got Jim Jones or something. You know, it's like. I've seen, you know, whatever. I think that happens in the corporate world just as much as it does in the
Church, in the synagogues,
churches, religious,
churches, yeah.
whatever. I don't know, man. I feel bad because I don't want to. I'm not talking shit about people's beliefs. I don't want to. That's not my objective. I just get really tired of people being so malleable without cause, without like I think your mom wanted to help people. That was her main goal.
Yes, sir.
You know, the fact that she's now on the other side going, okay, well, I guess if I had that to do over again, I'd probably do some things differently. Because there's no guy in the clouds. You know, there's no guy. There's no guy. There's no three. There's no dude with a beard. There's no robes. You know, it's just not. That's not. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Well, no. Why are you being sorry? That's why we're here. Exactly. And, you know, many people go to church because they do have a whimsy, because they do have a wonder, let's say, not a whimsy. They do have this like thing inside their heart. They think something's going. There's more going on here than meets the eye. But like, you know, when we look at the, wow, you talking about Transformers? I didn't mean to do that.
No, I don't know. Why is that Transformers? No, I'm just like
more than meets the eye.
No, I'm thinking about like my thought is, and this is horrible, but it's like. Okay, that part I totally buy. I totally get. Everybody probably in their heart knows there's something else going on. You know, you can't just look up at the sky and think like, "Yep, okay, that's that." It's like, you know, but the fact that like you would have that curiosity, and you'd go into a building and they'd tell you this story about a dude and his dad.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the book we're reading, like, okay, there's this book that we're basing this all on. Don't read it. Don't read it. We'll tell you. We're gonna splice out the juicy parts for you, the parts that really matter to you. And I know you're curious about, you know, you look up in the night sky and you're curious as why you're here. We're gonna give you all the answers you need. Stop looking up at the sky. The guy
pay 10%.
It's like the part that makes me laugh is that's where their curiosity. They like hand their. Oh, okay. I believe what they're saying. I'm gonna buy this one. I'll buy this. It's like, who buys that? Like, you see that car that's sort of a nice car and it's got that really weird color. It's like that person had to go buy that car. He had to go like sign paper. He didn't pay cash.
Yeah, you
so
put
like
on this outfit. You left the house.
You were like, yep, nope. This represents my self-image. You know, it's like, I don't get that. Like, you had to spend a whole day picking out that car. And you came home with that green color? It's like that. I just don't understand how, like, you could, well, I can buy any car on the planet in my price range with any color. And it's sort of the same thing where, like, the car salesman, they make the thing take a long time. So by the time you're at the end, you're like, oh, it's the only color they got left that in my price range. Well, fuck it. I want to go through this process again. It's kind of the same thing with religion where they're like, you know, by the time you're like, 15 years old. They're like, well, fuck, I don't want to have to go through this bullshit again. Find another answer. I'm just going to sign up for the.
Oh my God.
Give me the fucking wafer. Give me the
Here.
fucking toenail.
In 30 years, this is paid off. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So it's funny to me when it's like, people are curious and they think there's something else out there. I'm like, and there is. And then they buy this fucking 10-pound bag and 5 pounds of
dude.
Answers.
Right. And the hate, like that, Jesus, man.
I'm sorry, I derailed you there.
Yeah, because it's like I have two. One, here's the thing. When you grow up really alone in the woods, you think people are amazing when you get a little. So when I was 18 and started playing shows and met different people, let's just say I'm not the best judge of character. Right? And so but so I love a lot of these people, so I'm trying to edit myself in real time because many of them are great, and I'm trying not to tell some of the stories and conversations that I've had that would fucking make this shit blow up because they're so ignorant and so hateful and so strange. And again, that's one of the reasons I'm doing this. I don't think God should be fucking co-opted and taken by these fucking hateful, small-minded, small-lifed BS artists.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not calling everyone. I love the country. I'm here now, but we definitely think I definitely think the leaderships in most of these places are that. Yeah,
Can I ask you a question about the service?
Oh yeah, sure.
So there were 3 altar calls, and if you don't know what that is, Leif told me earlier. It's when the reverend, the minister, the pastor says, "Is there anybody who'd like to come down to the front of the church and commit to being crazy? Or, I mean, commit to take Jesus Christ into their heart?" Is that right?
Yeah.
Is there anybody who'd like to come down and drink the Kool-Aid? I know you've been kind of tonguing that lip for a while. I think why don't you come on down here? You got it in your hand. You brought it in here.
Matching Adidas set for you.
Right. Here. And so that's what it is, right? And so what does it look like when someone comes down?
Here's my favorite part. I have been involved in a lot of services over the years. Okay, I was at that church every Wednesday and Sunday for my whole life, no matter what. Sick, tired, no matter what. In that specific building, I have never witnessed a single human. Now, I went there from the age
a single
human come down and answer the altar.
You didn't say that part. You've never
witnessed a single human come down for an altar call, and I went there from the ages of 8 to 29.
Is there an altar call every time you're in the building?
No, but they once a month. If they see a new face in the crowd.
Oh, were they trying to get you?
There was a lot of the sermon that was pointed at me and directed towards me and looked at me and my brother. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did anyone come down?
No.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. No one's ever come down and whenever an altar call has happened in this building. I've never witnessed a single person.
I thought there was a slew of them because your mom was so high up in the church that it's like, okay, we're gonna take.
No, there was a slew of people that, my mom spent all of her days helping people and trying to read the Bible with them and trying to talk about Jesus. So there was a bunch of people that their lives were changed by my mom.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it awkward? The altar call for
always.
Anyone? Yeah, every one of them is. And there were.
Always.
And is there? When you're saying there was like once a month, if there's a new face,
is there more than one
per? Is there more than one per, or do they just do one?
Oh no, just whatever they're feeling, right? Yeah. So they might have they might have 10. You know that shirt I wear, that Carmen artist? That he's a singer, Christian singer.
Yeah.
They would do altar calls at his big ass concerts too, and they'd have like 5,000 people come down to be saved. Now, at the Tacoma Dome, later because of Christian bands and working in production, you come to find out that there's a lot of those people were actually plants.
Pre-saved.
Yeah, they're pre-saved.
They're leftovers.
They wanted to like
Go food.
They wanted people to see a lot of people down there and feel comfortable enough to come down.
Yeah.
But
so it's not unusual for there to be 3 altar calls at a service.
well, probably not for my mom, because my mom loves Jesus and wants people to be saved. And these pastors that did this, the 3 men that talked, one of them I love. One of them's great. They just know my mom wants people to be saved. Unfortunately, man, and I'm not trying to talk. I feel like I already said the shitty thing.
Yeah, go ahead. Say it again.
People, especially pastors, they don't really. And I know this is a broad brush. They don't really say anything. They speak Christianese. So what they do is they hit on words that repeat in the Bible, like grace, redemption, salvation, sin. And so, like, if you write the notes down, like my family, like my mom used to force me to do, me and my brother, we would find out, like, after you write down the notes of the sermon, and like sometimes the sermon each week would be the same. There was 2 weeks where it was exactly the same sermon. And so, like, if you're trying to listen, it's really hard, because every 2 fucking words, they forget what they're saying and then just throw in this redemption, grace, and then they just go off on this other area. And so it's like, if you want to bring people in and get them saved, you should probably not just say these words over and over again. Okay, so Jesus saves. Like, why? Okay, what, okay, prove that to me. Let's talk about Jesus. Who was he? Don't just, okay, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was funny, because halfway through the service, I realized I had all the lights and all the different smoke alarms and all the different, like, electrical outlets in the room memorized, because my eyes are just up there looking at the ceiling sometimes.
Right. Wow. The most exciting thing you can do is case the place.
Make fucking patterns. Yeah, that's silly. I don't get why anyone would be mad about Stoner and his buddy reading the Bible, like, and the more we bump into the historicity behind all this shit, and just asking the history, like what was happening at the time when the books were being written and shit, and why they took books out. Like, this book was around for a while, the Book of Enoch. And I have never read this. I started reading it a little bit just to get a...
Is it not in the Bible?
No, this is an apocryphal book.
Dude, what the fuck? That's cool.
I know. And, no, you're going to freak out. There's 3 of them, first, second, third Enoch. It was written, like, the first half of this book was written... And, again, I don't know much about this book. This is just from me reading as much as I can, a little bit. Like 300 BCE. So, like...
Oh.
And
like so way later, way after the Old Testament.
No, around the same time.
No.
Yeah.
When the Old Testament was written?
Yeah. 5. This book there's pieces of this book in the Dead Sea Scrolls. They found pieces of this book with the Dead Sea. Right? I knew you'd like that. Yeah. And then there's another, what was the other thing? Oh, it's an apocalypse. So it's just like Revelation.
God damn it.
What do you mean, no?
I said, oh no.
Oh, I was like, yeah, it is.
The
no.
sky's falling.
Yeah.
Oh, the angel of death with the dragon fire and the heart of a...
You got it. You got it. Well, you have read 4 full books of the canonized Bible now.
Yeah, damn right I have.
Yeah, that's more than most
which is more than which is more than most of the people who were ignoring the curtain, the fucking cattle call at your mom's service. So, bitches read the Bible. Okay, so I'm sorry. So I was under the impression that you had a steady stream of people being saved at your mom's thing.
It's I mean, yeah, I have no problem talking about
I
this.
was mistaken.
No, my mom is amazing. Was amazing.
No, we're not talking about your mom. We're talking about her service, and those are very different
the
things.
service seemed to get hijacked. Unfortunately, it got hijacked by some people that think they're more religious than other people. So they should be making all the decisions.
Okay, and let's just unpack that for just 1 second. More religious. You know what I mean? Like, That's like more. I'm more of an oxygen breather than you are. You know what? I'm more of a person who drinks. I drink more water than you.
Well, and to their defense, what they would say. So
I'm not even. I haven't even started like my
analogies. You got to
thing
train.
that they need to defend themselves for.
Well, there's
you want to pre-defend them?
No, fundamentalists. I'm trying to. Maybe I should just be a dick. Jesus, right? I'm trying
most
to
of
be
your
too
time
nice.
doing is pre-defending these people from me.
Right?
Jeff, before you get started, I want to tell you how good of people these are.
Okay, they're definitely so. Again, in the circles I grew up in, you're supposed to save your kiss for your wedding day.
You're supposed to do
save your first kiss, right? And so because fornication sends you to hell if you believe in the Bible, right? And then now,
where does it say that in the Bible?
A couple spots.
Where?
1 Corinthians 6.
What does it say? What does it say?
For we know, therefore, brothers, neither the covetous, neither or idolaters, nor thieves, nor the effeminate, which is also in homosexuals, or fornicators, shall enter the heaven, or shall enter the resting place of God. Shall enter heaven. I'm fucking it up pretty big, but
it says that they won't go to heaven. Mm-hmm. It doesn't say they'll go to hell.
Mm-hmm. And Jesus is really big on not divorcing people.
Right, but it doesn't say they'll go to hell. It says they won't go to heaven.
Yeah, but what's the opposite of heaven?
No, don't give me that shit.
Well, there's other.
What's the opposite of heaven? Well, you know what? There is no heaven, Leif. So what's the opposite of nothing?
Yeah, that's the thing. So here's as far as these people reading the Bible and being like, this is what it says.
Take this much.
I think they're right.
Take this much and subtract this much. And what are you left with, Leif? Okay? Come at me with what's the opposite of heaven?
Well, I'm just trying to explain what they believe. I don't believe it either.
It didn't sound like that for a second.
Well, and I don't know.
You know how sensitive I get to that when it sounds like it's your opinion.
Totally understand. I'm in the belly of the beast, brother. I've been having fundamentalist conversations for 2 weeks now, all day, every day.
Jeff, of course it's the opposite of heaven. God damn it!
I almost called this one. Yeah, but so when you're divorced, you're excommunicated, and so me and my brother, our first marriages really didn't work out. Now, luckily, my first wife, we went and saw my son sing last night. Sat next to each other, everything's cool. It's gravy,
Oh, but you're still going to hell, dude.
Yes. And the only way I can go to heaven is to divorce my wife now, go remarry my first wife.
I thought you were going to say, well, they also would accept if you were to divorce your wife now and marry your son. They would accept that also. Well, no, then you could be a priest. Sorry, my bad. Different. That's different. Where were we? And I believe what he said was, how to dictate. And then after that, he said,
I'm so glad that we're going to edit out the great idea we have. But yeah, maybe we should hop into this weird book.
Enoch, man.
It's
and by the way, little known fact, this was Ronnie James Dia's favorite book.
You're going to like it. I know this.
Section 1, Chapter 1, motherfuckers.
Oh, good,
Enoch.
yeah.
Wow.
The goddamn dude, I'm just going Freddie. I need to get a pole like Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
We'll do that the whole time.
The words of the blessing of Enoch, where he blessed the chosen and just, who will exist on the day of tribulation, when all the wicked and impious shall be removed. Fucking a good start, isn't it?
Dude.
Let's get to the wicked and impious. Sounds like people we want to hang out with later.
I know. DM us.
Jot that down. Wicked and impious trademark. And then answered and spoke Enoch, a just man, whose eyes were opened by God, so that he saw a holy vision in the heavens. Which
do you remember this guy?
Enoch?
Yeah, he's from Genesis. He's the one that God just took to heaven.
Oh, he's the one that. Okay, yeah, he took
Yeah.
it showed him around a little bit.
Yeah, I
He was
just
high-
took him.
He was high as fuck, right? Did he come back?
No.
He just stayed.
Well, yeah, I think it's like Enoch walked with God and then was no more. I think that was the sentence.
All right.
But yeah,
So when is this? This is his words.
well, just like everything else in the Bible, it's attributed to him.
Well, but the like Noah's that doesn't is no that's kind of attributed
This is
to Noah,
Noah's
isn't it?
like grandfather.
This
he was
is
in
Noah's grand.
Yeah,
So
he's in that genealogy
Yeah, well, okay.
right before him. Yeah,
What's going on here? You gotta tell me
I don't know. What are you talking about? You look great.
this.
I've been drinking at the firehouse.
Is that a bar?
Oh man, the loggers in this town.
Yeah, they get after
like,
it.
dude, it's like a shot of whiskey is 4. It's crazy, man. Love it. God
Maybe I
bless.
should come out and see you.
Yeah. So, yeah, Noah's grandpa.
His grandpa.
Maybe
Noah's
great
grandpa.
He's in the line. He might be great grandpa, but he's grandpa, I think.
All right. And then answered and spoke Enoch, a just man whose eyes were opened by God so that he saw a holy vision in the heavens, which the angels showed to me. And from them I heard everything, and I knew what I saw, but not for this generation, but for the far-off generations which are to come. Damn, that's you, Leif. Dude. That's you. Concerning... Oh, two. Concerning the chosen, I spoke and conversed concerning them with the holy and great one, who will come from his abode, the God of the world. And from there he will step onto Mount Sinai and appear with his hosts, and appear in the strength of his power from heaven. He will appear with his hosts?
Dude. Oh, they come up a bunch in this book.
The hosts?
Actually, I think this
trademark.
Again, I listened to this guy Bart Ehrman, who's this scholar. Bart.
Yeah.
And he totally looks like a Midwestern Christian, but he's like, he studied the Bible so much that he's not anymore. Anyway, I just listened to what he says about it, but it's called the Book of the Watchers.
Oh yeah, the Watchers.
The Nephilim are coming up.
Are they really in this thing? Fuck you.
I figured Ephesians was rough. We should have some fun.
I didn't mind the Ephesians.
Oh man.
Anyway, don't interrupt. I'm reading the Word of God. Inerrant. Show some fucking respect, Leif. God, your mom passes on, and immediately you're just talking in the middle of the inerrant Word of God reading. She would be so ashamed of you. People at your church are fucking blowing smoke and fucking flames out their nose right now.
Yes, they are.
He needs to shut his fucking godforsaken mouth. Sorry.
I'm sorry. You guys taught me to read the Bible. Sorry, I did it
now
more
I'm
than
teaching
you.
him.
Yeah.
Comes around, goes around. Bitches! Number 4, and from there he will step onto Mount Sinai and appear with his fucking posse. Dude. And appear in the strength of his power from heaven. And all will fucking fear. And the watchers will tremble. Who are now the watchers are the hosts?
They seem to be sorry. They seem to be like angels.
Well, so are the hosts the watchers or not?
This is the first time I'm reading this book with you right now. Okay. I know that watchers, that word referring to demons and angels appears in many different books, not just this one. So,
and all will fear, and the watchers will tremble, and great fear and terror will seize them to the ends of the earth.
Dude.
And the exalted mountain will be shaken, and the high hills will be lowered, and will melt like wax before the flame. See, this is way better than the apocalypse we read. Than Apocalypse. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just
Revelation.
Than Revelation. Yeah, it's just less it's just less fanatical, and more like, oh no, bitches, he's gonna fucking melt shit.
And this is like essentially 400 years before it.
Yeah, they weren't trying so hard back then. They were just like, oh no, this is fucking scary. I don't need to embellish this shit.
Yeah, life's scary enough.
Yeah. Oh no, it was scary enough, dude. The shit was trembling. The mountain melted. Yeah. Number 6, and the exalted mountains will be shaken, and the high hills will be lowered, and will melt like wax before the flame. Number 7, and the earth will be submerged, and everything that is on the earth will be destroyed, and there will be a judgment upon everything, and upon all the just. 8, but to the just he will give peace, and will protect the chosen, and mercy will abide over them, and they will all be God's. What? And they will all be God's. And will be prosperous and blessed, and the light of God will shine for them.
We're bumping into Mormon territory.
What?
What? Okay, so now you know why the book was not included.
Yeah. Oh, no, we're not having that. No.
No.
Can we just scratch that out with, we scratch that word gods out and put sheep?
Yeah, let's put some guilt in there, little salt and peppering of some hell. Make sure these people are fucking scared.
Can we move some of this fear down into these gods that they've created? We need, how would we get the money from the gods once they've been created? I think maybe, can we just put this back in the cave? Put this back. grab the next one. What does the next one say? Right? Like,
dude,
ladies and gentlemen,
that's crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, but to all the just he will give peace, and will protect the chosen, and mercy will abide over them, and they will all be God's.
That sounds tight.
Super tight. And will be prosperous and blessed, and the light of God will shine for them. And behold, he comes with myriads of the holy to pass judgment upon them, and will destroy the impious, and will call to account all flesh for everything the sinners and the impious have done and committed against him. I like this Enoch guy.
Dude. Yeah, right? Why are the apocryphal books of the Bible so much better from the jump than the books that are included?
Well, because they're books that are conveying that we all have that magic of God in us. And if you're just fucking, the golden rule, why do you think it's the golden rule? Because you become golden if you're good to everyone. It's like you are a god if you are you're richer than anybody else. You're as rich as possible if you're living the golden rule.
That is so goddamn true.
Lord of the Bears compels me.
Well, oh my God. Preach.
Being a god impels me. Becoming the god compels me.
You need to. I don't want to derail us, but you need to watch this movie called "This Is the End."
Okay.
It's a Seth Rogen movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Chapter 2. I observed everything that took place in the heavens, and how the luminaries which are in heaven do not depart from their paths, that each one rises and sets in order, each in its time, and they do not depart from their laws. See the earth and observe the things that are done on it, from the first to the last, how no work of God is irregular in appearing. 3, see the summer and the winter, and how then the whole earth is full of water, and clouds and dew and rain rest over it.
Dude.
Love, rain on me, rain on me, on me, on me.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he is. Chapter 3, I observed and saw how then all the trees appeared as if withered, and all their leaves are shaken off, except 14 trees whose leaves are not shaken off, but which abide with the old from 2 to 3 years, till the new come. Chapter 4, and again I observed the days of summer, how the sun is then above it, i.e. the earth, opposite to it, and ye seek cool and shady places on account of the heat of the sun, and the earth also burns with fervent heat. But ye cannot step on the earth, or onto a rock because of their heat. Chapter 5, I observed how the trees cover themselves with the green of the leaves and bear fruit.
Well, we like trees.
What?
We like trees.
We like trees? Yeah, especially trees with fruit. Lives, but observe ye all this and learn how he who lives forever has made all these for you. How his works are before him in every year that comes, and all his works serve him and are not changed. But as God has ordained, so everything takes place. And see how the seas and the rivers together accomplish their work. But ye have not persevered, and have not done the commandment of the Lord, but have transgressed and have slandered his greatness with high and hard words from your unclean mouths.
Oh, shit.
Did he just say the high, hard one?
He said that's the unclean mouth. That's
I get that a lot. It's important to floss, people.
Gosh darn it.
5, and therefore ye will curse your days, and the years of your lives perish. The everlasting curse will increase, and ye will receive no mercy. On that day, 6, on that day ye will give away your peace for an everlasting curse to all the just, and they will ever curse you as sinners, you together with the sinners. 7, but for the chosen there will be light and joy and peace, and they will inherit the earth. But for you, the impious, there will be a curse. 8, and then also wisdom will be given to the chosen, and they will all live and not continue to sin, neither through wickedness nor through pride. But they in whom there is wisdom will be humble without continuing to sin. 9, and they will not be punished all the days of their lives, and will not die through plagues or judgments of wrath. But the number of the days of their lives will be completed, and their lives will become old in peace, and the years of their joy will be many in everlasting happiness and peace for all the days of their lives.
It's like he's really trying to sell these condo. He's really trying to sell these timeshare subscriptions. Like,
it's up to you, really. But I mean, it's kind of more expensive not to buy them. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, you want to be in the in crowd, the out crowd. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be gnashing of teeth out there.
Yeah. Everlasting happiness in here. You know what everlasting means? Let's unpack that word. Yeah. Wow. And then I got a bunch of notes. Or is that the...
Oh,
Is that the end of chapter 1?
Yeah.
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 Oh, that's the end of section 1.
Section 1. Those are all the citations.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, crazy. Look. Oh, yeah. That's so fun.
You want
Section
to go
2? Let's do it.
Okay, yeah. Section 2, chapter 6. And it came to pass, after the children of men had increased in those days. Here we go. Oh, beautiful and comely daughters. Here we go, people. All right. Lock your doors.
How's your wife? How's your kids?
Quit your grinning and drop your linen. And it came to pass, after the children of men had increased in those days, beautiful and comely daughters were born to them, motherfucker. Woo! And the angels, the fucking angels, the sons of the heavens saw and lusted after them and said to one another, I am going to fucking tap that. Behold, motherfucker, we will choose for ourselves wives from among the children of men, and will beget ourselves children. There's nothing better than begetting yourself some children.
How do you explain this away? That's definitely not, they're not getting together for Sunday school. This isn't Wednesday Bible study.
Well, and they're like, you know what? Look, they're in a powwow. They're in like a little circle. They're doing a little circle jerk. They're like, oh, that's fucking, you know what we're doing? You know what we're going to do? We're going to choose ourselves some fucking ladies from the bitches down there. Oh, my God. And then we're going to
see that
we're
Earth
gonna
Strange.
get
Down there.
We're going to get ourselves some goddamn chilling.
Oh, get some huge children born from these Earth women.
Okay, chapter fucking section 3, whatever. I can't even think straight. And Semjaza, who was their leader, said to them, I fear that perhaps ye will not be willing to do this deed, and I alone shall suffer for this great sin. Then all answered him and said, we all will swear an oath and bind ourselves mutually by a curse, that we will not give up this plan, but we will make this plan a deed. 5. Then they all swore together and bound themselves mutually by a curse, and together they were 200.
What?
6. And they descended on Ardis, which is the summit of Mount Hermon, and they called it Mount Hermon because they had sworn on it and bound themselves mutually by a curse. And these are the names of their leaders. Semjaza, who was their leader. I'm not going to be able to get these. Urikabaramil.
We're sorry.
Akabil, Tamiel, Ramuel, Daniel, Ezekiel, Saraquajal, Asiel, Armers, Batral, Anani, Zakibi, some Salviel, Sartiel, Turel, Jamjael, Arajal. These are the leaders of the 200 angels, and the others all were with them.
What in the fuck?
What? What? We got names of the angels? God damn it. What the fuck was this? We got names of angels. So these are let's just unpack this a little bit. These are beings who are beholden to the laws of some sort of reality because they wanted to hold their feet to the fire, their own feet to the fire, and say they can't back out because someone's going to be super mad that they're having sex with these earthlings, right? That's what's going on here. They're not from here. They're angels. They're going to have, they've made a pact with each other. We just can't stop lusting after these earthlings. So we're going to like bind ourselves with a curse that will fuck us up if we break it. Right? Okay.
First time I've read this book, so yeah, I'm following along with you, right? Yeah. And this is like a fucking Pirates of the Caribbean movie? This is like a Jerry Bruckheimer level. Like this is like.
Well, it's more like it's more like a Pornhub version of like a Harry Potter. You know, like it's more like a or like I can't figure the curse part out. That's like what's kind of fucking with me. It's like, is it like
you gotta give me a minute.
Yeah. It's like
the Pornhub version of Harry Potter,
right? Well, but Harry Potter meets Star Trek crossed with Pornhub, right? Remember the beginning of like the second prequel with the Star Trek one with Benedict Cumberbatch, where they're like down on the planet and they somehow like show they were
good.
One of the
yeah, but this is like, yes, your synopsis seems to, as far as I can tell, correct.
Yeah.
I like also remember right before, like, what was it about becoming gods? What did we bump into about becoming gods? Because I'm already like a little hazy on it.
That was, if you fucking do right during judgment, God will give you knowledge that makes you a god.
Oh man, yeah, this must be
But
Gnostic.
the just,
nature,
he
then.
will give peace, and he will protect the chosen, and mercy will abide over them, and they will all be gods. and will be prosperous and blessed, and the light of God will shine for them. The light of God will, like you can make the light, like you can, yeah, boy.
Dude, like Sodom and Gomorrah style. You tell him, zoom, zoom. I need to look this up, though. I've got too many things in my head. Dude, this might be a... Yeah.
Way to pull Enoch out of your ass. That's a good one, brother. Yeah.
Thanks.
What do you need to do? Are you doing something?
Yeah. Yeah, like, there's this, so there's a bunch of different beliefs about Jesus, or, excuse me, about God, everything, from the ancient times. And, like, one of them, apocalypticism, is like, Revelation, what we just read. And then there's this other one Kevin brought up called Gnosticism. And they believed that, like, I'm going to butcher this a little bit, but it's kind of fun. That essentially there's secret truths inside the story of Jesus. And once you reach that knowledge, you'll go to heaven. You'll be in heaven, essentially. And so with that
sounds like what this is. Like, well, that sounds
right.
Like
that was the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is supposedly, they say it's apocalyptic. So, which means the end's coming soon. Keep the faith. There's always weird visions. There's an angel that's explaining shit. There's
this. Okay. But did we find out? This is. Yeah. What's interesting is that in Revelation or Genesis, which it was Genesis where they were talking about the Nephilim and everything, right?
Yeah, they read very similar to that, right?
Red's very like it was like and then it was so. Like it starts with and then it was so. Like that first line is very similar to the first line of the chapter they talk about angels.
And in those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the same thing.
Yeah. Dude, I really got a cramp.
We can keep it rolling.
Pause.
Keep going. I'll just let me pause this joint too.
Okay. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
Dude, fucking good one. Chapter 6, it came to pass after the man, I figured that, oh, yeah, God, I can't believe it. Oh, yeah, the 7.
So cool.
Dude, it's fucking, because it's kind of like Genesis, only it's got names of these people. And it's a tribe, right? Like they're saying these are the leaders of the 200 angels. So, like, what do we got there? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So there's 17 chiefs and the head of 200. What's that do? So that's like go out on me lighter. So each tribe. It's interesting. These are the leaders. Maybe it's just their. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just blown away that all the books, not including the Bible, are so fucking rad.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, just from the drop.
Chapter 7, and they took unto themselves wives, and each chose for himself one, and they began to go into them. What?
Wait, what?
That's it? And they began to fuck them.
Maybe that's all they needed back then to come. Yeah, it's just some foot rubbing.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Clean that up, would you dare?
This is not normal. I swear.
It's usually bigger. And they took unto themselves wives, and each chose for himself one. And they began to go into them and mixed with them and taught them charms and conjurations and made them acquainted with the cutting of roots and of woods.
What?
Dude. And they became pregnant and brought forth great giants whose stature was 3,000 ells. 3. They devoured all the acquisitions of mankind till men were unable to sustain themselves.
What?
4. And the giants turned themselves against mankind in order to devour them. 5. And then they began to sin against the birds and the beasts and against the creeping things and the fish, and devoured their flesh among themselves and drank the blood thereof. And then the earth complained
What?
of the unjust ones.
What the fuck?
Wow. So it went a little south with the big guys, apparently.
But what are these like? I'm trying to see how
These are the Nephilim, the giants.
How tall is 3,300 L's?
Oh yeah,
I'm looking it up. Right, but it's like, dude, were they like teaching these women like magic from the earth, like with the roots and?
Well, I think that's the beginning of like that's fucking medicine and yeah, conjuring, witches. You know, like not. Dude, see, that's the shit that makes me so mad. We should have magic. We should have spells. We should have root. You know, like all of the shit in the. I'm just a moron.
Satanism's super about that shit.
Yeah.
Well, and who's to say we don't? I don't know.
Maybe we should have
I think it's dumbed down, but maybe we do have a bunch of magic.
I saw a post on oh, come on. Good God. Never mind. I'll say it later.
This is fucking mind blowing. I'm still trying to look up how tall this is, though.
Yeah. I'll keep going, okay?
Where?
Chapter
Wait,
1.
Can I ask section 2, chapter 7, where was their height? Verse 2. Chapter 7, verse 2.
Okay, chapter 8. And Azazel taught mankind to make swords and knives and shields and coats of mail, and taught them to see what was behind them, and their works of art, bracelets and ornaments, and the use of rouge, and the beautifying of the eyebrows, and the dearest and choicest stones, and all coloring substances, and the metals of the earth. And there was great wickedness and much fornication, and they sinned, and all their ways were corrupt. And Amaziah, what's that?
Dude, I just found the answer.
What? How big is it?
So, in 1 Enoch, they were great giants whose height was 300 cubits, a cubit being 18 inches, 45 centimeters.
Wait, say it again.
A cubit being 18 inches, 45 centimeters. This would make them 450 feet tall.
That seems unreasonable.
How are they fucking women?
Well, how are the women having these babies?
Yeah. How are the women? What this is? That kind of put a little damper on it for me there for a second.
Well, you just said that something was like feet and centimeters at the same time.
No, it's like the cubit was measured in 18 centimeters, right?
A cubit is 18 centimeters?
Yeah, that's what it's saying here.
How many,
I always thought it was just a yard, basically.
And how many yards?
How many yards were they? So it says
how many cubits?
300. And here that says 300 L's, right?
This is 3,000 L's.
Yeah, so that must be 300 cubits.
Well, there's something lost in translation there.
Yeah, there might be. I don't know. Maybe someone's son got the quill one night, or back then it might have been like impressing into clay. But you know, maybe someone's son got a little.
Yeah, he's 400 feet tall.
Wouldn't it be so cute?
Dad's gonna be mad. Okay, sin, loosening, fornication.
Yeah, where were you?
Sin was on chapter 8, verse 3.
Beautiful.
Amazarek taught all the conjurers and root cutters. Armeros, the loosening of conjurations. Barakal, the astrologers. Kokabel, the signs, and Tamael taught astrology, and Astrodel taught the courses of the moon. Verse 4, and the destruction of mankind they cried aloud, and their voices reached heaven. Chapter 9. Then Michael and Gabriel and Surgeon and Jurgen looked down from heaven. Those must be other angels?
That sounds like a fucking hipster band with a whistling hit. You know what I'm saying? Surgeon and Virgin.
Yeah. Yeah. Looked down from heaven and saw the great amount of blood which had been spilled on the earth, and all the wickedness which had been committed over the earth. And they said to one another, the emptied earth re-echoes the sound of their, i.e. mankind's, cries up to the gates of heaven. And now you, O ye holy ones of heaven, cry the souls of men, saying, secure us judgment before the Most High. And they spoke to their Lord, to the King, O Lord of lords, God, God of gods, King of kings, the throne of thy majesty is among all the generations of the world, and thy name, holy and glorious, among all the generations of the world. Thou art blessed and praised. Thou hast made all things, and all power is with thee. All things are open before thee and uncovered, and thou seest all things, and nothing can hide itself from thee, unless you're behind a tree.
This
Or
guy
a
seems
bush.
to be a little different, apparently.
Yeah, no, this isn't the same guy. Yeah,
Yeah, no, this guy,
this
got
is
a
the guy. This is the creator.
I mean, it's yeah, I'm sure it all is supposed to be the same guy. I'm sure this writer is talking about the same person.
Yeah. And thou hast made things, all things are open before thee and uncovered, and thou seest all things, and nothing can hide itself from thee. See what Azazel has done, how he has taught all wickedness on earth, and has revealed the secrets of the world which were prepared in heaven. And Samjaja, to whom thou hast given the power to be chief of his associates, has made known conjurations, and they have gone together to the daughters of men, and have slept with them, with those women, and have defiled themselves, and have revealed to them these sins. And the women have brought forth giants, and thereby the whole earth has been filled to the gates of heaven, and their groans ascend, and they are not able to escape from the wickedness which is committed on the earth.
Dude, can you imagine, like, the baby comes out, you're like there, you're like pumped, you know, you're like first kid, you're totally excited, you're like, yeah, man, like I got a couple new goats. We're starting a family, you know what I'm saying?
And then the baby eats the goat.
And then the baby comes out of the chest. He's like, that baby ain't mine, Maury. That baby ain't mine.
And thou knowest everything before it comes to groans. And thou knowest everything before it comes to pass. And thou knowest this and their circumstances, and yet thou dost not speak to us. What shall we therefore do in regard to this? Then the Most High, the great and holy one, spoke and said, and sent Arzjashashar to the son of Lamech, and said to them, tell him in my name, hide thyself, and Chapter 10. Then the Most High, the fucking great holy one, the great and holy one, spoke and sent Arjalarjer, the son of Lamech, and said to him, tell him in my name, hide thyself, and reveal to him the end of which is to come. For the whole earth will be destroyed, and the water of the deluge is about to come over the whole earth, and what is upon it will be destroyed. And now instruct him that he may escape, and his seed remain on the whole earth. And again the Lord spoke to Raphael, bind Azazel hand and foot, and put him in the darkness. Make an opening in the desert, which is in Dudael, and put him in there, and lay upon him rough and pointed rocks, and cover him with darkness, that he may remain there forever, and cover his face, that he may not see the light.
Whoa.
And on the great day of judgment he will be cast into the fire. Into the fire!
Sounds a lot like hell.
Heal the earth, which the angels have defiled, and announce the healing of the earth, that I will heal it, and that not all the sons of men shall be destroyed through the mystery of all the things which the watchers have spoken, and have taught their sons.
Dude. This is just the shit.
And heal the earth, which the angels have defiled. So the Watchers are not the angels. And announce the healing.
The Watchers are.
And announce the healing of the mystery of all the things which the Watchers have spoken and have taught. Okay,
Yeah.
Announce the healing of the earth. Not on the mystery of all the things which the Watchers have spoken and have taught their sons. Yeah, okay. Sorry. And the whole earth was defiled through the example of the
what
deeds.
verse are you on again?
What's that? 8.
Beautiful.
Hold on, I want to read that one again. And heal the earth which the angels have defiled, and announce the healing. Announce the healing of the earth, that I will heal it, and that not all the sons of men shall be destroyed through the mystery of all things. Oh, okay, get you. That makes sense. And the whole earth was defiled through the example of the deeds of Azazel. To him ascribe all the sins. And God said to Gabriel, go against the bastards. Go against the bastards.
What?
Go against the bastards and those cast off, and against the children of fornication, and destroy the children of fornication and the children of the Watchers from among men. Lead them out, and let them loose, that they may destroy each other by murder. For days shall not be long, and they will all supplicate thee, but their fathers will secure nothing for them, although they expect an everlasting life, and that each one of them will live 500 years. And God said to Michael, announce to Semjaza, and to the others who are with him, who have bound themselves to women, to be destroyed with them in all their contamination.
Jesus
When
Christ.
all their sons shall have slain one another, and they shall have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them under the hills of the earth for 70 generations, till the day of their judgment and of their end, till the last judgment has been passed for all eternity. And in those days they will be led to the abyss of fire, in torture and in prison. They will be locked for all eternity. And then he will burn and be destroyed. They will be burned together from now on till the end of generations.
Ooh, sounds like hell.
Well, what's amazing is that, like, there aren't any, there aren't these sort of references to hell, but they've obviously taken them from this. Like, this is like, that can't be a coincidence.
Right.
Like, that was always in the vernacular, but when they actually hewed down the New Testament, this was always in the vernacular, but so like they just like, oh yeah, hell.
And
We threw that one chapter out, but other than that, it's hell.
This is Old Testament time too, and you're right.
Oh, yeah.
It evolves,
Yeah.
like it evolves in thinking and writing.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch, and exactly. Dude, where were we? 15 or no?
Announced to the 12. 13 passed for eternity, and in those days led to prison. 14, destroy all the 15, and destroy all souls of lust and the children of the Watchers, because they have oppressed mankind.
Oh my God!
Destroy all oppression from the face of the earth, and all wicked deeds shall cease, and the plant of justice and righteousness shall appear, and deeds will become a blessing. Justice and righteousness will be planted in joy forever. Then all the just will bend the knee, and they will remain alive till they beget 1,000 children, and they will complete all the days of their youth and their Sabbath in peace. And in those days the whole earth will be worked in justice, and will all be planted with trees, and will be full of blessings. And all the trees of desire will be planted on it, and vines will be planted on it, The vine planted on it will bear fruit in abundance. And of all the seed sown on it, one measure will bear 10,000, and one measure of olives will make 10 presses of oil. And cleanse thou the earth of all oppression, and all injustice, and all sin, and all wickedness, and all uncleanness, which are produced on the earth. Eradicate them from the earth, and all the children of men shall become just, and all the nations shall worship me as God, and bless, and all worship me as God, and bless, and all will worship me. And the earth will be cleansed of all corruption, and all sin, and all punishment, and all torment, and I will never again send a flood upon it from generation to generation to eternity.
Huh.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah.
So is this all talking about right before the flood, and this is why fucking the flood got sent? Jesus
like it
fucking Christ!
Yeah, this is like the
The prequel.
the prequel to the flood. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, the fucking Noah, the prequel.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Look how smoky this room is.
Yeah, it looks like forest fires. Nope, that's just weed, son. Ain't corn. It's dope.
It'd be great for the clips because you can't even see through that shit.
That's
If I
funny.
lean back.
Yeah.
There's only a couple more verses, huh?
Okay, yeah, chapter 11. And in those days I will open the storerooms of blessings which are in heaven. You know, that's kind of a hilarious visual.
Yeah.
I got a pantry full of blessings.
Yeah. What do you want? An Xbox?
Yeah, you want what do you
Some new jeans?
a Red Runner? What do you, shotgun? What AK-47? Yeah, I'll get you one of those. And in those days, I will open the storerooms of blessings which are in heaven in order to bring them down upon the earth, upon the deeds and labor of the children of men. Peace and rectitude will become associates in all the days of the world and in all the generations of the world.
There we go. Seems like a good spot.
Yeah, dude, Enoch, motherfucker.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy shit.
Well, he was like in the stories, obviously. He's
Yeah.
so smart and so rad that God just takes him to heaven, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes sense that he would be like this badass.
Yeah. How many chapters? That's not the end of it, is it?
No, I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah.
I only read far enough to make sure we had the right thing. But
Right.
no, there's a lot more. There's 129 more pages. So, and I know there's 3 of the books. I'm going to keep reading up on it. Again, that Bart Ehrman guy that I love. He does all these great courses on the Bible.
Yeah.
He has great books. Misquoting Jesus was amazing. I'm blanking on the other ones. I've read Heaven and Hell was amazing. I've read them all. But he talks about this book a lot. And so when we started the podcast, I was like, I know there's a weird book I haven't read that's supposedly awesome.
Enoch. That's so exciting. So this is like you were saying that parts of this were in the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Mm-hmm. Portions, little portions of it.
It's so interesting. That's so like they're definitely talking the same shit. Who wrote Genesis? Who gets credit for that?
No one knows. Well, Moses gets credit.
Is Moses? Well, you don't know.
I don't think Moses was a real person.
Yeah, but Enoch seems like.
Well, I don't know. I mean, here's the thing.
Enoch was a real person.
Well, I think maybe
I'm like-
Moses is a real person in the idea that someone can be that, like a righteous judge who was born.
That's not the same thing.
Well, because he wasn't real, then I'm assuming every part of him is trying to symbolize what makes a good judge, what makes a good leader, right? And so he's like an orphan, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we go into it. But Enoch, it only has a couple passages, at least in the canonized Bible, about him, right? And so...
So what was that? What did you say?
Enoch, this figure, he had... there's only a couple passages in the canonized Bible about him. So it's
Okay,
you know...
But he is in there. So he's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this is his book. That's so interesting that, like, God, and the Mary Magdalene, that little shit that we wrote, that's all there is?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
and
fucking
then
bullshit.
that's the thing we should. So there's enough people believing in what's in this book at a certain point in history that were Jewish, that they wrote it down and would, like Sunday service and any other place, would like read it, talk about it, think about it. Like that's, and for a while it just lost favor. Obviously, over time, it it just lost favor and kind of fell out. They stopped copying it. They stopped using it. They stopped worshiping it. Maybe the people that got in power that time didn't like this book, and they just started stamping it out. Whatever the ails of history are going to do to these texts on their way to us, But fuck, it sucks because these are all the cool ones.
Yeah. Well, and not just that, but like they also, you can hear their reverberations in other books. You can hear the reverberations in Genesis, and apparently every place that ever mentions hell, they're getting it from this shit he's talking, like a fiery, torturous prison. Okay, there you go. Because why the fuck? That's so interesting. That's pretty.
It's interesting you bring up hell too, because in the apocryphal books, I think it's the Apocalypse of Peter, maybe those books have, and a couple other have guided tours of hell. So it gives you like info on hell.
But those
aren't in the Bible, so it's really interesting.
Those are also not contemporary with the Old Testament, right? Those are also
that was
1,000 years later, right?
About 200, 100 sometimes.
What years?
Yeah, some of these, the Old Testament and New Testament kind of overlap at one point, actually.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Okay.
Dude, no, they don't.
How don't they?
Whoops, my bell's all fucked up.
Okay,
they don't, because I said they don't.
Okay, so now
Look,
I'm I was gonna make you Google it later, but now because you said that, I'm Googling it right now.
I thought that they were worshiping the Old Testament 500 BC.
Sure, before that maybe.
Okay, well then, but the New Testament can't be that. The New Testament has to be, 600 years later.
No, a lot of these things were competing around the same time.
The New Testament is post-Christ. And the Old Testament was being worshipped 500 years before Christ.
That's not the answer I'm looking for. Oh, man, you might have been right. That sucks. So I think what I fucked up is the copying. So I'll have to go back and look. But I was pretty sure that the last book of the Old Testament was written. You know what it was? I'm not sure what it was. I'll figure out my fuck up with this and bring it back. Good. Yeah, because I guess that's what we can bring from it. There's so much shit you got to go through to understand what was going on or what these books are. There's dates and times, and they've been handed it down to us for so fucking long. Why did this book, whatever dude is, why did this book not win out? There's 450 foot tall giants being fucked into existence by God things.
Right. Well, we gotta dial in. We gotta get that into focus a little bit. We gotta figure out. They can't be 400. That doesn't make any sense. There were giants here, but they're not.
That's what the airman, that's what Bart says too.
Oh, Bart says they were 400 feet tall.
That's what the text says.
400 feet tall.
450.
How does that come out of a vagina?
I don't know.
So a baby that comes out at 7 pounds 8 ounces.
Well, I was just thinking back to that number thing. Maybe 450 is a number of something. Maybe it's representative. And, but that's the problem of reading it now in 2022.
Yeah. But what got us on that whole thing was that this is those the apocalypse, the Peter's Apocalypse or whatever.
Yeah.
That was written a long time after this.
Yes.
Hundreds of years later.
About 4.
Before, yeah.
No, about 400.
What?
This was written 400 years before that.
at least.
Right.
At the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so it's like, it's interesting how what they don't put in the New Testament is any references to hell. But these are what they're talking about.
They do actually have quite a bit of references to hell in the New Testament. We'll get there. We just haven't read
but
the
not
books yet.
flaming, torturous, eternal prisons.
Not described.
That's what
they
I'm saying.
just
That's
reference.
what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I'm saying descriptions.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's
no
no descriptions.
not at all.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. And here they are.
Mm-hmm.
But we hadn't, but not even in yeah, I don't know. That's great. Nice work on Enoch.
Thank you. We could also, if you're into that shit, the Apocalypse of Peter has like, because it has like, if you commit adultery, you get hung by your dick over a fiery hell. And if you kill your baby, you get hung by your hair, or like babies eat. There's one of the things where your skin regenerates so it can burn off again. So you just sit there regenerating new skin, and then it burns off and forever.
It's a good time there. Eternally. Yeah. Okay.
Weird note to end it on, but yeah, dude, and we got more of this to read for a while.
Yeah, boy.
And for the people that actually are listening, so we're reading this book so I can put extra work into getting the Gospels lined up next to each other. So
Right.
I've been working on that too. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right. Well, dude, thank
All right,
you.
buddy.
This was fun as fuck.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome, dude. Hotboxing yourself.
Like, I look like I'm far away at sea.
Yeah. There's a storm between us. All right,
That's
everyone.
fucking
We love
hilarious.
you.
We love you. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. We'll talk to you next time.
See you next week.
Yeah.